Hey, what's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link, and today on this week's reset we had the official release of the quest for the exotic rocket launcher, the Truth. And in this video, we're going to be going over exactly how you're going to be able to get your hands on this exotic rocket launcher as well. It actually doesn't take that long. You're going to have a lot of steps, and it's going to require a lot of a very specific item. You're going to need quite a few tinctures of Queen's Foil from the Dreaming City. This is what you're going to use to see Ascendant chests and Ascendant platforms that you're going to need to find all across the solar system. Let's go ahead and dive on in. You can get the quest to drop by first heading into the Menagerie and defeating this week's final boss. The final boss in the Menagerie this week is a gigantic ogre. He's going to have an immunity shield around him. You're going to need to kill some of the cursed thrall that are going to spawn up on either the left or the right. They're going to drop some orbs. You throw those orbs at the ogre. Eventually you'll break his shield, and then you can start your DPS phase. But once you've beaten this boss, you'll receive the quest item, a scrap of paper. Once you've gotten this, your next step is to head over to the Dreaming City. You're going to want to head to the Shard and talk to Petra, and she'll help you decipher your next step. Once you've gotten this step done, your next task is to complete an Ascendant challenge in the Dreaming City. Make sure you grab the Ascendant challenge bounty from Petra before you do this one, and then you can head off and get that done. This week, the week that Truth came out, June 11th, 2019, the Ascendant challenge is located in the Bay of Drowned Wishes, which is the lost sector tied to the Devalian Mist. So, fast travel back to the Mist, turn right around, and head into that lost sector. Make sure you pop a tincture of Queen's Foil here. That's how you can get into these Ascendant challenges. This week's challenge is simply a jumping puzzle. You're going to have to make your way through a series of jumps all the way down to a platform at the bottom of the challenge itself. Once you've made your way down there, you're going to need to take out 2 taken wizards, and then you can open the chest. And doing so will progress this quest to the next step, a map asunder. Now this next step is going to require that you find 4 map fragments and 4 different Ascendant chests all across the solar system. It's going to give you a few specific locations that you'll need to look, like the Cistern and Watcher's Grave on Nessus, the Jetsam in the Tangled Shore, and even right here in the Dreaming City. But there actually seems to be a bit of a cheese about this right now. Normally, you need to find all 4 of these map fragments and then complete challenges that are tied to them to complete this quest step. But thanks to a bit of a glitch right now, you can actually just purchase all 4 directly from Petra Venge in her Abandoned Quest category. Now the only requirement here is that you've already picked up 1 map fragment. So once you've completed that Ascendant challenge, simply head right back to the Devalian Mist and then head in like you're going to either the Blind Well or the Last Wish raid. Once you've gotten to this area, as long as you haven't gone back to orbit, your tincture of Queen's Foil should still be active. So once you've gotten to this spot right here, you should start seeing some platforms pop up. You can follow this all the way to the top and open up the Ascendant chest to grant you 1 of the map fragments. Then you can just head over to Petra and buy the 3 remaining ones as if you had already picked them up and gotten rid of them. This is most likely not the way you were meant to get this quest done, so it's probably going to be patched sometime in the future. Who knows, if you're watching this guide in the future, it's probably patched by the time you're seeing it. But if you're here on week 1, make use of this glitch so you can skip the next couple of steps. For everybody else who wasn't here while you could do this, here's where you can find the other Ascendant chest. We'll start with Nessus. There are 2 spots here on Nessus where the Ascendant chest can be found. The first one is in the Cistern. Make your way over towards the Well of Flame, and then around the back near the Lake of Radiolaria. You'll be able to find some Ascendant platforms if you still got a tincture popped. So go Ascendant, follow this path up, and you'll find a chest right in front of you. Outside of this one, there's another one located in the Watcher's Grave near the Nessus barge where Wernerbot is. If you head on over here and follow this path up to this side cliff near where the public event spawns, you'll find several more hidden platforms and another hidden chest that you can open for a map fragment. So that's 2 on Nessus, 1 in the Dreaming City. The last one we're going to talk about is in the Jetsam in the Tangled Shore. You're going to need to make your way over towards the Crash Dreadnought where you fought the Mindbender. Head inside, and once you've reached the end, you're going to find a major ogre. Take him down and you'll get this other map fragment. So there we go. Once you've gotten all 4 map fragments, either by buying them from Petra or finding them out in the wild, it's time to complete the challenges that are tied to them. For the first chest, you're going to need to do a Corsair Down to decode the map fragment. The Corsair Downs are little miniature quests that you can find out in the Dreaming City. They sometimes drop from doing public events or defeating certain enemies. They basically task you with heading to specific locations within the Dreaming City, finding a fallen servant of the Queen, defeating some Scorn and recovering that Awoken's badge. Then you take that badge back to one of the headquarters for the other Awoken in the Dreaming City. There's one right in the Devalian Mist, so just warp over there. And that will complete this quest step for you, deciphering the first part of the map. For the second chest, you're going to need to kill 100 Hive to decode this part of the map fragment. The third map challenge is going to require that you do 3 Nightfalls and kill 60 combatants in those Nightfalls with rocket launchers, all with a power handicap of 100. This is probably the step that's going to take you the longest to complete. Get some friends together and go run some Nightfalls. Unfortunately, Lake of Shadows isn't available as a Nightfall this week, so you're going to have to stick with something like the Pyramidion. Anyway, what I would definitely recommend is starting up the Hollowed Lair Nightfall Strike, put on something like Heavyweight, and then when you load in, head off into a nearby Lost Sector and just go blow everything up with a Wardcliff Coil or your rocket launcher of choice. You should have that 60 kills done before you know it, and then you can just speed run whichever of the other Nightfalls you prefer. I would definitely pick something a bit shorter than the Hollowed Lair. Like I said before, the Pyramidion is a pretty quick strike, or the Warden of Nothing can also be done fairly quickly as well. Anyways, for the fourth challenge, while Ascendant, you're going to need to kill 50 combatants on Nessus with a rocket launcher. I would definitely recommend a Cluster Bombs rocket launcher for this. Head to the Artifacts Edge, hopefully there will be a public event flag up that you'll be able to make use of, then just go into the nearby Lost Sector with the Vex and blow everything up. If you've got a Wardcliff Coil, just like the previous step, that's going to make this a lot easier. You can just head into that sector, blow everything up at Wardcliff, warp back, grab the flag again, and just keep doing it until you've gotten all of the kills you need. But anyways, with that, all 4 of the map fragments will be completed, and you will successfully reassemble the map. After that, your next and final step will be to enter the Warden of Nothing Strike, find several Awoken Artifacts throughout the strike zone, defeat the boss, and then open a chest at the very end, all while Ascendant once again. And this, Guardians, is actually kind of interesting. You're not actually going to get a special version of the Warden of Nothing Strike. You just go and pick it off the director. It's the same normal Warden of Nothing Strike. But this time around, there's going to be several Awoken Artifacts strewn throughout the Prison of Elders. Collecting these artifacts will spawn the platforms you need to reach the chest at the very end of the strike. And while the quest itself says that there are 7 of these out there within the strike, I only found 5, and it seems like once you find 5, you'll get the message that all of the platforms have been unveiled, so you can stop after you've gotten all 5 of these. And I'll show you exactly where you can find all 5 of these artifacts right here. They're not exactly super hidden, but there are 1 or 2 that are in a spot that you might miss if you aren't paying attention. So here's where you can find all 5 of the artifacts. And there you go. Once you've gotten the message saying that all platforms have been revealed, you're done. Make your way towards the end of the strike, defeat the boss, and at the very end, if you've still got the Ascendance buff, you'll start to see platforms popping up behind the boss arena. Follow these a short path and you'll reach a chest. Opening that chest will grant you the Truth Exotic Rocket Launcher. Would you look at that, Guardians? All this time, there it was. Let's take a look at the stats page for this thing. First thing you'll notice, maxed out blast radius, and stats that are very similar to what we had back in Destiny 1, even more so than I was personally expecting. Of course, the Truth is coming with its special ability, Prototype True Seeker, where this weapon's rockets have tracking, lock onto targets when aiming down the sights, and it's a very aggressive form of tracking. The Truth is also coming with Volatile Launch for slightly decreased handling speed, slightly decreased projectile speed, but greatly increased blast radius, high velocity rounds, which increases projectile speed and reload speed, grenades and horseshoes, a legendary perk from Destiny 1 rockets that has only made its way back to D2 on Truth. Projectiles will detonate when they're within close proximity of their targets. And then finally, of course, composite stock for slightly increased stability and handling speed. Very good looking. All the perks from Truth back in Destiny 1 have returned, but did you notice what else came back? You probably did if you're a PvP head. Something I was not expecting. Truth has 3 in the magazine. That's right, Intrinsic Tripod is back on the Truth. This isn't the Year 2, Year 3 nerfed version of Truth from Destiny 1. This is the Year 1 version of the best PvP rocket launcher in the game. And I was definitely not expecting that, Guardians. Fantastic news. No scuffed Truth here. Now, as for handling out in the world, Truth fires basically exactly as I would remember it. You aim down sights on targets, you're going to get the beep of confirmation showing that you've locked onto them, and then this rocket is going to follow them to the ends of the earth. I haven't had too much time to play with it yet to see if it'll still go around orbit, just orbit the planet to come back and hit a target if you get some crazy shots off. But the tracking seems pretty strong, and thanks to the massive blast radius on this thing, grenades and horseshoes is an absolute godsend. And it's going to make this thing a really powerful option in PvP and in Gambit. I cannot wait. But anyways, Guardians, that is how you can get your hands on the Truth Exotic Rocket Launcher. This quest is not going to take you that long at all. The hardest part is definitely going to be getting the 3 Nightfalls done. But beyond that, you should be able to get this done in no time flat. And remember, this counts as a powerful drop, so enjoy that plus 10 light. But there you Guardians go, that is it for this guide. Hopefully it helped you get the Truth Exotic Rocket Launcher. I'm gonna jump back in and see if I can have some fun with this thing in PvP. It's a shame Mayhem was last week. But that's it for the guide, Guardians. I hope it helped. And if it did, be sure to let me know down in the comment section below. And also, have you gotten Truth? What do you think of it? Be sure to let me know. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. And as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.